like to welcome you all this afternoon. When I look around the room, I see a number of familiar faces, people that have been very involved in the MSBA, but I also see some faces that aren't quite as easy to recognize. And if you're, as much as we appreciate the people that are very involved, if you're here new, we welcome you. We welcome you to the MSBA, and you're going to have a chance today to see some, we're going to provide you with some information, and we're going to supply you with some education.
As it has for nearly 125 years, the MSBA has continued to serve its members, our profession, and our community.
Let me just set this up. I'm going to share some of my learning with you today, but I'd like to not monopolize the time and have you speak to or hear from some of our staff as well. The state of the legal profession is going to be the first thing that we talk about, but we're not going to spend much time on it because, as a matter of fact, there is a state of the legal profession report that we've produced that has all kinds of information on our website. It speaks to statistics, how many attorneys we have, the firms, confidence survey information, etc. We also have a confidence survey. So we have a partnership with the Daily Record where we essentially survey attorneys to figure out, how are you thinking about the economy, about the profession, etc. And so we keep our pulse on the profession in that way. So I'd like to introduce you to Patrick Tandy, talk a little bit about our Bar Journal. Thank you, Vic. The new Maryland Bar Journal is going to be available in comprehensive print and digital formats, completely revamped, a much more visual, breezy, open, engaging sort of visual style. We will have an extensive focus on member-driven content. So we will have member profiles. We will have profiles of our volunteer leadership, non-traditional attorneys, people who are practicing outside the normal areas of law. There's a lot of value-added content that complements everything that appears in the magazine. Supplementary video. This debut issue, we have the better part of a half hour collectively of supplementary video. You will be able to also find, in the case of those interviews, extended interviews and other content online. This debut issue, possibly the second one, I believe, will be going out to not just the MSBA membership, but all 40,000 Maryland licensed attorneys to let them know what they've been missing out on.
Pretty brief. There's some screenshots out here, but the Practice Manager Resource Portal, we launched it back in October. The great thing about it is all the videos and the content is there on demand, exclusive for our members. We post new content monthly. We usually send out an email to folks to let them know that the new content is up there. And whether you're a solo or a small firm or a larger firm, for instance, January's video was on word styles, which I know if you've ever tried to use Word and manipulate the document and change fonts and things like that, it can be difficult. So it's a great video on how to use Word and using word styles. So I encourage you to jump on and check it out. The videos are there archived every month and on demand for when you're available.
So when we're talking about MSBA Connect, and for those who use Lyris, our current email system, what we're talking about is the ability for people in this room and people outside of this room and other members to be able to connect digitally in an application that's available on any device. This is just like what Patrick was talking about with the Bar Journal. So this looks a lot like a discussion you might have on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on some other platform. And we've built this technology so that when you're a member, you're automatically in the groups or sections that you're a part of. If you're on a committee, you'll be on the committee list. We really want to make this as easy and as painless as possible for members. Right now, our current platform works via email, and it works fine. But you don't have permissioning, you don't have other things that we're building into this future platform that we're building. You can attach photos, you can link to things. If you're really into emojis, you can use tons of emojis in your posts. That'll be great, right? There's custom notifications. Right now, if you are on the solo listserv, you get every message on the solo listserv, right? You may not want all 1,000 messages. You may only want certain topics. So this will enable you to customize those preferences so that you can watch topics, you can track topics, you can mute topics if the conversation gets to a point where you're not really interested anymore. You can mute that one topic. You'll be able to tag colleagues. You'll be able to upload, share templates and materials. One of the things we know members love is when they have a template for a given purpose. It's great to be able to share that with other people. And it's a seamless interaction with MSBA.org. And there's one login. It's your login to MSBA.org. which will get you into all of these things.
Again, my name is Richard Montgomery. I serve as MSBA Legislative Director. I am the sole lobbyist for the MSBA, and I serve as staffer and advisor to the Committee on Laws, our legislative committee, and to the Board of Governors. In our core issues, we've not yet had a meaningful effort to tax legal services, and I think that's because it's been proven not to work every place that's tried it around the country. But currently, the two things that are facing us that we didn't expect the magnitude of coming this year is funding of the justice system. I don't know how many of you saw the article in the Daily Record about a week or so ago that the Department of Legislative Services recommended a $21.2 million cut to the judiciary's budget. One of the things that we do is we serve not only as an advocacy function for the legal practice of Maryland, but for our legal partners, that being groups like the judiciary and for the Office of Public Defender. So when they are under attack, the practice is under attack. There is now light at the end of the tunnel, possibly on ending contested judicial elections for circuit court judges. I mean, I think everyone pretty much thought that it was only former House Judiciary Committee Chairman Joe Valerio who opposed it, that transition. But I think we're going to find that there are a few others just slightly less powerful than Joe was. One of the things that is a new innovation with the bar is we've gone to a tracking system called TrackBill. We had really just paper reports that we floated about and very, very primitive reports on the website. Now there is an up-to-the-minute tracking system, but there's also, you may see or hear reference to the MSBA state legislative program. That program now appears on the website. It's tabbed in a way that it's much easier to find what our standing positions are on tort reform, on funding of the justice system, on judicial elections, and the like. So we would direct your attention to the advocacy page when you have a moment next time you visit the MSBA website. We'd strongly recommend that you visit that page.
The CLE department has been really hopping over the last 2 years. Last year, we were fortunate enough to add some staff. We have a publications attorney, an on-staff editor, and as Vic said, we had our most productive year in the publication side of the operation last year, and this year we're scheduled to do even better. You can see some of the titles that are coming out this year. We've got more than 300 live and online programs that we offer each year. We do 40 to 50 live programs and webcasts. Our publications are now available online, electronically, with live links to all the source documents. So that was a new for us in the last 12 months. And I'm very proud of our staff and the production that we've been able to undertake over the last year and a half.
I am Jim Quinn. I have a 90-second elevator speech about lawyer assistance I'll share with you. Lawyer assistance is about providing information and assistance to lawyers and judges that struggle with complicated mental health problems. And we're going through our largest expansion in our 39-year history, as Judge Trufer mentioned, reaching lawyers that we haven't been able to reach in the past. To give you one example, yesterday, a lawyer from Montgomery County called requesting assistance. He's in the midst of a very complicated divorce, not functioning very well, and I was able to refer him to a licensed therapist in Bethesda. Convenient, close to home, confidential, no insurance needed, no co-payments, right to the therapist. In the old lawyer assistance program, he would have to drive to Baltimore, our headquarters, and meet with a counselor. So working much, much better. We appreciate your support. It's a member service that I think is important. There's too many lawyers in Maryland struggling with these mental health problems, and we really need your support in reaching out. And again, Judge Trooper, thank you so much. Great job spreading the word around the state.
Everyone, I'm standing in for Rena Shaw, the Executive Director of the Access to Justice Commission. So we joined together with the Access to Justice Commission back in June. We have similar missions, the MSBA and the A2J, to promote access to justice for all Marylanders. 80% of Marylanders who need help are either low or middle income Marylanders that need assistance with civil legal problems. So the goal of A2J is to make sure that all Marylanders have access to the legal services that they need. What the A2J does specifically is they're an umbrella organization that really kind of joins together all of the justice stakeholders. They have commissioners from all walks of the legal profession, including our legal services providers and pro bono resources like Sharon Goldsmith. We also have members of the Attorney General's office. Attorney General Brian Frosch is a commissioner, both of the law schools, Dean White, Dean Tobin. So we bring all those folks together to prioritize and move forward the civil justice for all Marylanders.
Greetings, everyone. So, as you can see, and Vic mentioned, our keynoter this year is Jeffrey Toobin, a CNN analyst. So please mark your calendar. Make sure you're there by 3 p.m. on that Wednesday. We also have this year Brian Frosch and Carl Racine, both attorney generals that will be on a panel. Jane Miller from WBAL, who is a chief investigative reporter. We're looking to have Kristen Heber, senior counsel from Under Armour, Claudia Withers, managing director at the National School Board Association, and Randy Lewis, who will give a program on helping lawyers find jobs and helping firms find lawyers. So some really good programming on top of the regular section and committee programmings that we will have. Activities for your family and for solos. For people who are coming to Ocean City by themselves, some time that they can meet other members and spend time with your families. A reception and social events to grow your professional circle. So discount, the next discount will expire on March 31st, so keep that in mind. You want to go ahead and get registered now. And just as a hint, I will tell you that all the sleeping rooms will open up this week, so be on the lookout if you're trying to book your hotel room. The Clarion hotel number is 410-524-3535, and you can give them a call.
And so what I wanted to convey at this point is that although we're trying lots of new things, we're doubling down on the things that we're good at. We're trying to broaden the tent. We're trying to exclude no segment of this profession. We're working as hard as we can, as smart as we can, and we have tremendous leadership that are guiding us, giving us the ability to do all of this for you.
In conclusion, at this midpoint in the bar year, I am confident that the MSBA is headed in a new and exciting direction. And with your continued support and contributions, we are creating a stronger and more vibrant MSBA to better serve our members, our profession, and our community.